Welcome to the Dirt Court Jesters Podcast, your home for dirt track racing across the country and right here in the Ohio Valley. It's episode 31, and it's World 100 Week. World 100 Week, Rico finally gets a large payday in championship points battles. I hope you guys are ready to get dirty. This week in dirt racing history, we're going back to September 6th of 2008 at Eldora Speedway for the World 100, where Shane Clanton would come away with the victory. Jimmy Owens in second, and Jeep Van Wormer would round out the podium. Thanks to Dirt on Dirt for the great coverage as always. Check out their website and their video vault for the content that goes back to 2007. Great video talking with various drivers about the track changes at Eldora during World 100 Week in 2008.
Let me talk to you!
This week's talking points, first going to start by sending thoughts and prayers to Chase Johnson, who took a nasty spill at the Gold Cup. Ended up having to go to the hospital and getting 9 hours worth of surgery on his spine and neck. Since then, he's had a tough going, currently with a breathing tube as well as a feeding tube, in part to the pneumonia that he underwent while being in the hospital. Hopefully, he continues to go on the path of recovery. It sounds like yesterday, August 31st, family felt like today may be a better day. So again, thoughts and prayers with Chase and his family. Hope he heals quickly. Drivers Project on August 22nd, they talk about the increase in pay due to 2 national series and the ability for multiple drivers to make more money. On that note, they also talk about this creating a larger divide between the national series caliber teams and the local family-owned Weekend Warrior, and that the 2 national tours could be leading to local and regional teams closing their doors. Obviously, here in Ohio, that's been a big topic of discussion since the high limit thing came about. And the hope, I guess, especially here in Ohio, is that local series and tracks are able to step up to keep things healthy for everybody. We all know inflation and the cost of everything is going up. Everybody's got bills to pay. We just hope that series and tracks can kind of work together to make things healthy for everyone involved. I like what AFCS has done. Dwayne is doing a great thing up there at Attica and Fremont. And as I've said before, I'll say it again, I'm curious to see what Fast and GLS will do in 2025. Guess who's back? Back again. Wicker Bills. Again, Wicker Bills. I don't know how many times I've talked about Wicker Bills this year. It just will not go away. Brent Marks posted about Wicker Bills and asked if the fans thought racing was better or worse. Brent would say that he feels the cars stall out behind other cars a lot more, so when the leader gets to lap traffic, they can't move forward, and that's where you see the good finishes, essentially saying that the races aren't very good, but the finishes are because the leader can't get past lap traffic. The overall quality of racing from start to finish is overlooked because you get the excitement from the last couple of laps for the win. As Brent pointed out, doesn't like how aero-dependent the cars have become. Keel Thomas would also chime in and say he'd rather have a 1-inch wicker, in part because tracks have been too wet this year, and even mentioned Knoxville Nationals as being too wet. So interesting topics there. A topic that will not go away. Tony Stewart was on the Pat McAfee show on August 27th, so I'm calling Pat McAfee out. I'll cover his camping spot, his pit passes for Kings Royal at Eldora in 2025. If any of you guys listening got some pull, let Pat McAfee know. The Jesters got him covered at Eldora for the Kings Royal in 2025. And lastly, this service at Eldora for Scott Bloomquist will be on the front stretch on Saturday, September 7th from noon to 1. There is no admission required. If you're close, obviously it's World 100 Week, so there will already be a lot of folks there. But I'm sure it'll be a great service to remember Black Sunshine. I want to give a shout out to Victory Fuel, from Throttle Punch to Lucky Lemon to the ever delicious Purple Potion. They've got 4 packs, 12 packs, and some cool merchandise. Get to drinkvictory.com and use the code GESTURES10 at checkout to save. Drinkvictory.com and use the code GESTURES10 at checkout to save.
Acknowledge me.
This week's race recap, we're going to start with August 25th at Millstream. And it sounded like there were some struggles with the track, and at one point the lights. Night 2 at Millstream was a rough one, and to make matters worse, it was a Sunday. So rough they ran the whole show on the quarter-mile inside track, which it's a good thing they took out that inside wall so they could do that. I hate that the night started the way it did for the teams, the drivers, the fans, and the track. Some folks were saying they may as well close the gates because they couldn't get it under control. It's ridiculous. We're losing tracks as it is, and the fact that people are willing to bring back tracks, which is a large expense up front, in race number 2 in 8 years at that track. Listen, if you're not happy with it, okay. There comes a time and a place. It's the second race. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to keep your thoughts to yourself. The Cogleys certainly want to succeed with time and money. They've invested their time and money, and suggesting another track closing is just absolutely ridiculous. We've seen this here recently, signs of more tracks closing in the future, from tracks going from weekly, not to weekly, to tracks simply saying that, hey, we rented this facility, and promoters are no longer willing to shuck out the money. It's a slippery slope, folks. Don't get me wrong. I'm not cleaning all this. You guys know how I feel about Lima. I grew up there. I love the place, but I don't feel like they're running it in the way they should. They've been around for a long ass time. This is race number 2 for the family that owns Millstream, the Cogleys. They're trying to do it right, so let's give them some support. And for all the moaning and groaning about Millstream, a few days later, Danny Dietrich, Van Gurley Jr., Caleb Harmon, and Luke Griffith will all have a discussion on X where they all seem to be fans at the quarter mile at Millstream. So, for the people complaining and saying, shut the gates, those are some decent drivers saying, we actually like the inside track. So, interesting to see what that brings. Millstream, obviously, they're going to keep working on it and going towards 2025. I think that's the third time in the last week that I've been in my soapbox, and it's spilled into results. So for that, I apologize. Let's go to the results at Millstream. GLSS, Zane DeVault gets the win. Greg Wilson in second, and Casey Gingerjack in third. GLTS, Ricky Lewis would get the win. Corbin Hazlett in second, and Aiden Salisbury in third. Ryan Barr with a nice 4th place finish from 11th. Way to get up there, Ryan Barr. GLLS also on hand, and Jacob Sabaj would get the win. Dalton Pipgrass in second, and Matt Cogley would round out the podium. August 26th, Douglas County Dirt Track, High Limit. Zeb Wise sets a new track record with a lap of 11.846, 11.846 on the 3/10 mile. Unfortunately, Zeb will get upside down in the feature while running 4th, which would be a rough finish to Zeb's night. 3 drivers, including Brad Sweet, bumped back for jumping the starts. In the end, James McFadden would get the win, Justin Sanders in second, and Tanner Holmes in third. August 27th, Georgetown Speedway, blast at the beach with the short track Super Series, Big Black Modifieds. Caution comes out late twice, and Matt Shepard goes high in 1 and 2 and squeezes Billy Pouch in 3 and 4 and wins the drag race to the line. Matt Shepard from 8th to the win. Billy Pouch Jr. in second, and Alex Jankowski in third. August 28th, Grays Harbor High Limit. Trey Stark was fast all night and led every lap of the feature. A caution with 1 to go would restack him. And Tyler Courtney and Brad Sweet were on the move, but both ran out of time before Trey Starks would get the win. Trey Starks with the victory. Tyler Courtney in second, and Brad Sweet in third. August 29th, Skagit and the Skagit Nationals, night number 1 with High Limit. The West Coast guys are dominating, and Trey Starks goes back-to-back with High Limit. Trey Starks with the win. Shane Golbeck in second, and Justin Sanders would round out the podium. August 30th, Attica and Attica Ambush. It was supposed to be night number 1. It ended up only being the night they could get in. Fast pays a visit, and Cap Henry gets the win. Greg Wilson in second, and Caleb Henry would round out the podium. The Dirt Nerds, the late models, were also there, where Kyle Moore would get the victory. Doug Drown in second, and Todd Brennan in third. Bedford Speedway in the Labor Day 55, $12,055 to win for the ULMS. Mason Ziegler comes away with the victory. Greg Satterley in second, and Max Blair in third. Bloomington was going to have the Maverick Sprints, but they canceled due to heat and potential storms. There's 3 heat cancellations we had this year, if I'm not mistaken. Electric City Speedway in the 28th Montana Roundup, night number 1. ASCS, Hank Davis gets his first ASCS win. Sam Haferty Jr. in second, and Seth Bergman in third. Husitz in the High Bank Nationals, night number 1 with the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. Carson Macedo's won 3 of the last 4. Could he make it 4 of the last 5? No, he could not. Sheldon Hodenshield gets the victory. Buddy Kofoid in second, and Emerson Axum would round out the podium. I-35, the Power I-410s, they had to cancel due to weather. I-96 had GLSS. And first time GLSS feature winner would be Craig Mintz. Congratulations, Craig Mintz. Dustin Daggett in second, and Keith Sheffer Jr. would round out the podium. Moeller Raceway, IMCA 305s, where Chris Miller would get the victory. Justin Clark in second, and Rod Henning in third. They also had compacts and $1,000 to win. Kevin McCoy gets the victory. Christopher Meyer in second. Kenny Stewart in third. Mount Pleasant was going to have GLTS, but unfortunately electrical issues forced a cancellation there. Skagit and Skagit Nationals, night number 2 with High Limit. Rico Abreu gets the victory. Brad Sweet in second. James McFadden in third. And that kid from California, Corey Day, went from 17th to 4th. Tyler County Speedway in the 56th Annual Hillbilly 100, night number 1. In the modifieds, David Stremme would get the win. Casey Burdett in second, and Jason Brookover would round out the podium. They had the Bootlegger 20 there with the Tri-State Street Stocks. Nick Evans would pick up the Street Stocks Bootlegger 20 win over Jonathan Witt and Brady Reed. 300 Raceway in Iowa and the Yankee Dirt Track Classic, night number 1 in the XR Super Series. Bobby Pierce gets the win. Ryan Gustin in second, and Brandon Shepard in third. $100,000 to win and $2,500 to start for the XR stock cars. 194 entries. 30 cars started the feature from the B, and 25th to the win. Ricky Thornton Jr. gets it done. Dallin Murdy raced him good and clean towards the end. Comes up in second, and Caden Carter in third. Lots of big movers in this one. Some good racing between RTJ and Murdy at the end. Can't say I was surprised by some of the negative reactions over RTJ getting that victory and $100,000. My first thought was Larson doesn't seem to catch this much for doing some similar stuff, but perhaps it was because it was stock car racing and they don't typically race for a lot of money. Again, just my 2 cents. That being said, people are going to be really upset because RTJ is also going to be this week's chicken dinner winner from the B to 25th to the win. Way to get it done, RTJ. Portsmouth and the Boone Coleman Gator 50 with the Valvoline American Ironman late models. Dalton Wilson gets it done. Garrett Alberson in second, and Seth Daniels in third. August 31st, Attica was going to have their ambush night number 2, but that got rained out. Buckshot Speedway and USCS. Slammin' Sammy Swindell gets the victory. Hayden Martin in second, and Jordan Mallett in third. Butler and the Terry Wibbler Memorial on the 410s. Damon Karen gets the victory. Thomas Schinderly in second. And that guy from Sandusky, Luke Griffith, would round out the podium. In modifieds, Kevin Reeve gets the win. Robbie Henderson in second, and David Van Gilder would round out the podium. Crystal Motor Speedway and GLSS, Cody Howard gets upside down on the base lap before the start of the feature. They said something about possibly a stuck throttle. I would say that's probably good speculating on their part. Rough way to start the feature for Cody Howard. He would finish last. Dustin Daggett would not. Dustin Daggett would get the win. Keith Sheffer Jr. in second, and Kelsey Ivey in third. DuQuoin State Fairgrounds and the Ted Horn 100 with USAC Silver Crown. Justin Grant wins again. Justin Grant wins the rain-shortened race. They had 98 of 100 laps in, but Justin Grant gets the victory. Cody Swanson in second and Briggs Danner in third. Electric City Speedway in the 28th Montana Roundup, night number 2 with ASCS. Hank Davis sweeps the weekend and gets another victory. Sam Haferteef Jr. in second. Number 95, Matt Covington in third. Kelly Miller would go from 24th to 8th in this race, finishing 8th after starting 24th. Way to get the elbows up, Kelly Miller. Goods Raceway, they had the 4th annual Small Town Racers Nationals. In the Mod Lights, Ryan Dodd would get the win. Drew Haney in second and Jimmy Smith in third. Junior Sprints, Carson Kramer gets the win. Rocco Ledford in second and Nolan Burns in third. Sportsman Classic, Cody Stillion gets the victory. Steve Mick Sr. in second and Jason Myers in third. And in 270 Micros, Jace Pettigrew would get the victory. Race Jacobs in second and Connor Matheny in third. The results looked odd to me in my race pass. I did quite a bit of searching, whether it be social media or websites, and I couldn't confirm these results. Goods doesn't update their social media the night of the race, so that makes it even harder. I think these are the correct results. If they're not, I apologize. I tried searching to confirm it, and I just could not find it. Houston High Bank Nationals, night number 2 with the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. Carson Macedo wins again. 4 out of the last 6 for the California kid after passing Chase Randall coming to the white flag. Carson Macedo gets the victory. Chase Randall in second, and Donnie Schatz would round out the podium. Lake Ozark and the Triple Sprint Showdown, night number 1 for the Power Eye 410s. Cameron Key with the victory. Derek Hagar from 12th to 2nd, and Ayrton Jeniton in third. The Power Eye War non-wing sprints in the 6th annual non-wing nationals. Cody Baker gets the win. Wesley Smith from 16th to 2nd, and Samuel Wagner would round out the podium. Power Eye 305s were also on hand with Randy Martin coming away with the victory. Brett Combs in second and Larry Brady in third. Mount Pilger Motor Speedway with USAC Midwest Thunder Midgets. Bryce Massengale gets the win. Luke Hall in second, Matt Lux in third. In the Modifieds, Dylan Newsbaum would come away with the victory. Ryan Thomas in second, Cole Sink in third. And the Jedi with a nice 4th place finish there, Jerry Bowersock. Late models and Tristan Chamberlain with the victory. Dallas Miller in second, and Clayton Bryant in third. And in the Hornets, Josh Gamlin from 8th to the victory. Jeremy Jones in second, and Jason Spencer in third. It looked like they had some good car counts there at Mount Pilger, so glad to see them opening back up and having some positive results there in Indiana. Pittsburgh, PA Motor Speedway was going to have fast, but unfortunately they got rained out. Portsmouth was going to have River Days Rumble 50 with Lucas Oil late models, but they got rained out. Skagit and the Skagit Nationals with High Limit, and Rico Abreu gets his first 6-figure payday in the victory. Congratulations to Rico Abreu. James McFadden in second, and Brad Sweet in third. Tyler County Speedway and the Hillbilly 50 with the Steel Block late models, they unfortunately were rained out. 300 Raceway in Iowa and the Yankee Dirt Track Classic. $50,000 to win for the XR Super Series, and Ryan Gustin would get it done. Ryan Gustin, get it done. Bobby Pearson second, and Ethan Dodson in third. Silver Bullet Speedway and GLTS. Max Frank with the victory. Steve Irwin in second, and Aiden Salisbury in third. And this would wrap up the championship for Steve Irwin. He's going to be your 2024 GLTS champion. Congratulations to Max Frank on the victory, and congratulations to Steve Irwin on the GLTS championship. As we're recording this, September 1st, Angel Park's going to have Fireman's Nationals, night number 1 with the USAC Midgets. Crystal Motor Speedway is going to have GLLS. Eldora and the 16th annual Baltus Classic with the Valvoline American Ironman late models. And in my opinion, the lead in to the World 100. Electric City Speedway is going to have night number 3 of the 28th Montana Roundup with IMCA Modifieds. Mudlick Valley with 3,500 to win for late models. Huset's and High Bank Nationals, and $100,000 to win with the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. Lake Ozark and the Triple Sprint Showdown finale with the Power Eye 410, and the 6th Annual Non-Wig Nationals. Raceway 7 in the September Shootout, $5,000 to win for the late models, $2,000 to win for the modifieds. Talladega Short Track with USCS. The Hill Raceway in Wisconsin is going to have IRA sprints. Tyler County Speedway was going to have the 56 Hillbilly 100, but unfortunately that has been postponed. They just got too much water. So with Tyler County postponing, I know there are guys going to Raceway 7 and there are guys heading to Eldora. So that should change the lineups at both of those locations. Wayne County and the Pete Jacobs Memorial, $10,000 to win with fast on hand. And 35 Raceway is going to have the Chuck Engel Classic with OVSCA. Woo! This week's View from the Valley. The season's winding down and championships point battles are going to be a hot topic moving forward. 2024 track champions in Wayne County. 410 sprint car champion Leighton Wagner. In the late models, Kyle Moore. UMP Modifieds, Ryan Markham. Super Stocks, Braden Tuckey. And in the mini stocks, Anthony Collins. Congratulations to those fellas on track championships. Raceway 7 in the Rush late models, Billy Henry would be your champion. In the Rush Modifieds, Rob Christyke. In the UMP Modifieds, Nate Young. In the Econo Mods, Garrett Calvert. And in the mini stocks, Derek Randolph. Congratulations to the champions there at Raceway 7. Ohio Dirt Track stats coming through clutch with these results. If you haven't seen his stuff, especially if you're in the Ohio area, check it out. He's got good stuff. He's always posting. He's on top of it. From schedules to results to champions. He's got it all. Check it out. Great Lakes Super Sprints. There are 2 races left on the Great Lakes Super Sprint schedule for the Ohio Cat Division Championship, and it's going to take both races to crown a champion. Dustin Daggett leads Max Standball by 24 points. Phil Gressman's in third, 57 back. And Devin Dobie is in fourth, 76 points behind. So a lot of guys stacked up there for that championship with 2 races to go. Congratulations to Max Standball, who wrapped up the GLSS Michigan Cat Division Championship over the weekend. OVSCA points, Danny Smith is going to be your leader with 763. And only behind him by 12 is Wayne McPeak. Keith Baxter is in third, and he is 48 points behind. So those top 3, throw a blanket on them. That should be a good finish to the season as well. Fast points, current points with a drop race figured in. This is going to be after 12 events completed with 4 to go. Brandon Spithaller's got 2,365 points. Zane DeVault is right behind him, 21 points behind. And in third is Bobby Elliott with 1,887 points. In AFCS points in the 410s, Cale Thomas is ahead. He's got 2,161 points. And he is 60 points up on second place, Cap Henry. Seth Sabo's in third with 2,090 points. In the 305s, Jamie Miller's got 2,137 points. Dustin Stroop is in second with 1,993 points. And Jimmy McGrath Jr. is in third with 1,883 points. A lot of close point battles here coming towards the end of the season. And wrapping up this week's View from the Valley, Mudlick Valley announced that it's for sale. They don't intend to sell quickly and plan to finish out the remainder of the 2024 season. Hopefully someone gets their hands on that track and keeps it alive in 2025.
I'm the tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
Series, teams, drivers, tracks, dirt media. This is your time, and this is your spotlight. The spotlight's on, and this week's spotlight is going to be the World 100. The 54th World 100 is here. Camping's been sold out for months, and Saturday night's finale, the tickets have been sold well. Main grandstands, reserve seating on the concrete, they're all sold out. The stands in turn 1 and turn 4, they're almost sold out. It's going to be a packed house at Earl's Place. The Baltas Classic is today, and I'd argue is the start of a World 100 week. That said, this year's World is a little different. Starting with Flow Racing Night in America to make up from earlier in the season. That race will be on September 4th. September 5th, they're going to have a full program with shootout races and twin 25 features with $12,000 to win. September 6th, it's going to be a repeat full program, shootout races, and a twin 25 feature with $12,000 to win. September 7th, as mentioned earlier, Scott Bloomquist Memorial will take place that day at the track from noon to 1. Then when we get into racing, there's going to be heat races, B features, and $57,000 to win for the World 100. This week's total purse is going to be $660,000. Right now, there's 73 cars entered for a chance to win the Globe. Can Hudson O'Neal go back-to-back? Can Jonathan Davenport grab his 6th Globe? Can Devin Moran, who got his first Eldora win during Dream Week, finally get a crown jewel victory at Eldora? Or is it Ricky Thornton Jr.'s time for a Globe? And can Bobby Pierce get his 2nd? I wouldn't mind seeing any of these guys. I'm pulling for the mailman. It's hard to go against Superman, but I think the smooth operator gets it done. Here's to you and those you celebrate with. It's World 100 week.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh no.
Wrapping up this week's episode with racing to come. Gondolick Law Speedway in Wisconsin. The Northern Nationals are going to be September 4th through the 7th. Boone Speedway in Iowa's got the IMCA Super Nationals. Starts with Preludes on August 31st and runs through September 7th. That's a hell of a lot of racing on one track because they don't stop. They race every night. As we're recording this, September 1st, the Baltas Classic at Eldora Speedway with late models. September 2nd, Port Royal is going to have the Labor Day Classic with 410 sprint cars. September 4th, Eldora and Flow Racing Night in America. September 5th, Eldora and the World 100 night number 1. They got some twin 25s there. Port Royal is going to have High Limit. September 6th, Attica is going to have AFCS 410s and AFCS 305s. Bloomington's going to have their season championship, Eldora and World 100 night number 2. Mississippi Thunder Speedway is going to have ASCS. Port Royal with High Limit again. Sharon and the Apple Festival Nationals night number 1 with sprints and modifieds as well as pro stocks. Race and $2,000 to win. The Stockton Dirt Track's going to have the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. Texarkana 67 with a wingless Short Track Nationals night number 1 with USAC Sprints. Tri-City Motor Speedway is going to have their season championship. Moving to September 7th, Atomic with 410s and 305s, as well as steel block late models. Fremont with AFC season championship with the 410s and the 305s. They're going to have trucks on hand as well. Eldora and the World 100 and a Globe and $57,000 to win. Goods Raceway is supposed to run. Kings Raceway is going to have the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. Lawrenceburg is going to have their season championship. Norton Raceway Park with their season championship. Paragon Speedway is going to have Boss. Port Royal and the 57th Tuscarora 50 with High Limit. Sharon and the Apple Festival Nationals night number 2 with the 410 sprint cars and $4,000 to win. And $1,000 to win for pro stocks. Silver Bullet Speedway and the GLLS season finale. Justin Ward has the championship locked up there. Texarkana 67, the wingless Short Track Nationals finale with USAC sprint cars. September 8th, Weed Sport and the Empire Super Sprints. As always, this card is subject to change. That wraps up this week's episode. We'll just have to keep moving to the front, one lap at a time.
Goodbye. Mwah, and good night, bang.
Thanks for listening to the Dirt Court Jesters podcast. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a shout out. Let your friends know on X and YouTube as well at Dirt Court Jester. And we hope to see you guys at the track.